Leo, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Leo love reading. I know it's been quite a while since I've posted a Leo reading for you. I think it's been a couple of months now. I have not been on vacation. I've had a lot of people emailing me and DMing me on Instagram asking if everything's okay and thinking that I've quit doing readings or something. That's not the case at all. I haven't been on a break. I've been actually working really hard. I've been writing 12 books, and on top of that making a course on tarot and some other things that I've been working on in the background, and I've still been doing all the personal readings and all that jazz, and just haven't had enough time in the day. I've been working like 12 and 15-hour days, 7 days a week, and still haven't really had time to get readings out. I think I got that sorted at this point. So here we are back doing some Leo love readings again. Let's get on with this Leo reading today, because today we're going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest. I'm going to do that by getting one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you here in October 2024, Leo. Then I'm going to get 3 cards for you, 3 cards for your person, and then I'm going to clarify everything with the second deck, just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So let's get underway here. Let's get one card for what is the mutual point of interest between Leo and their romantic person of interest here in October 2024, please. I do have to say, while I was shuffling before I started the camera and trying to get everything situated here, I had the 3 of Cups jump out 2 different times from this deck. Not sure if that has any bearing on you yet, but we will find out as we go along, okay? Normally I get 1 card here. I just got 3, so it looks like something big is happening here. What's going on with you, Leo? How have you been? Let's take a look at Leo's energy. What's going on with them as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them in October. Not even letting me finish here. Big choices coming in. What's going on with your person, Leo? Let's take a look at Leo's romantic person of interest. What's going on with them as it relates to Leo and this connection between the 2 of them? Getting an extra card for them here. I'm taking that one. That one, they make me dig for it. Oops. Yeah, and you saw me turn cards right side up. I don't read reversals, so whenever one comes out upside down, I just automatically turn it right side up. Most of the time, I don't even realize I'm doing it. But it happened there and I noticed it. The only time I don't do that is when I get like screamed at that I'm not supposed to. It's not really like a voice. It's more like when you touch your tongue to a 9-volt battery, the jolt, it's like that. Oh, interesting, interesting. Bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading, Knight of Pentacles. This is the slowest moving knight in the deck. This is very slow, monotonous forward movement on something. This is usually really frustrating energy when you're going through it. It usually means there's something that one of you wanted like yesterday and it's taken forever to get it. It's like this snail's pace, like 1 drip at a time. Very slow movement. It's really hard to tell the difference between this and the Hanged Man, where like progress is actually stopped. Here there is movement happening. It's just not nearly as fast as you want it to be. Probably can't even tell it's moving from where you sit. This can sometimes represent a person, and in that case, it's a person who knows what they're supposed to do, but just isn't doing it for some reason, or even the opposite of that, knowing what they're not supposed to do and then doing it any damn way. Right under that, I have the World. So this is the final card of the Major Arcana. It represents the ending of one cycle and at the same time the beginning of the next cycle. It can represent travel. It can represent like something coming to an end and then starting over again. This could mean like I'm waiting on something to end so that I can start something new and it's taken forever to happen. It might be we're trying to start a new beginning in passion and desire, a passionate new beginning. Ace of Wands is also the phallic symbol of the deck, so it can represent the male you-know-what and using it to do you-know-what and sexual energy and sex and all that fun stuff. Could just be talking about a passionate new beginning here, and maybe something has to come to an end so that something new can start here. Yeah, something new starting. There's the Fool, which is the first card of the Major Arcana. We got the last card and now the first card. This is about ending the cycle and then starting back over at the Fool again with empty slate, clean slate here. This is like a new beginning where I don't even really know how it's going to work. I'm just going to go for it, and I'm going to figure it out as I move along. Now, it can sometimes represent foolish behavior, taking risks outside of a connection, that kind of stuff here. So I can't close the door that something fishy's going on here yet. This could be two very distinct messages here. This could be something good is about to happen. It's just taken forever. And likewise, this could be we got some bullshit going on. So we're going to have to come back to this a little bit more as we go along and see how that plays out. This mutual point of interest is shared energy that affects both of you in some way, Leo, here in October 2024. It doesn't always affect you the same way. Sometimes this person will do this and you'll feel the consequences. Sometimes they'll say or do something that makes you kind of feel or act this way, or vice versa. Sometimes it can be something external that's affecting you both, and it might even affect you slightly differently. But for the shared energy, I got the Hermit, the Sun, and the Four of Cups. The Hermit is Virgo's major arcana card. This is a card of withdrawal and isolation. I get this card a lot when communication has shut down. Hell, I'll get this card sometimes when a person has ghosted you and you don't even really know what the hell happened or what's going on. They're not talking. They didn't give you any closure. This is also a card about being forced to go down deep inside yourself and do some soul searching, some deep inner reflection, some deep contemplation, introspection. It's about trying to look in the shadows of yourself and figure out what adjustments do I need to make to me so that I can move forward the way I want to. I do have the Sun with it, which is the Leo Major Arcana card. This is the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, bliss, harmony. Really hard to get a better card than the Sun, especially in a love reading. So I don't know if this is talking about, like, I'm not getting this thing that I want quickly enough, and it's kind of forced me inside myself to do some soul searching around my own happiness and what happiness actually means to me, or maybe even what I have happiness associated with and attached to internally here. The final card here in the shared energy affecting you both is the Four of Cups. This is Cancer energy. This is an energy of not being fully emotionally happy or content with what you have right in front of you. So much so that there's this idea of daydreaming about this other cup, this other thing that happiness and fulfillment might be delivered in here. So sometimes I'll get this when there's already a love offer on the table between the two of you and it hasn't been accepted or rejected yet. No one said yes or no officially, and it's just kind of left hanging here in the air with nothing really being done about it. That could be the case. It could also be a case of, like, there's some element to this connection that I'm just not fully happy with us being together. Maybe I'm trying to figure out what that is. It jumps out of my hand onto the Hermit. But there's this idea of what would make me happy. I just don't actually have it here. Now, this can also represent a person who is contemplating making a love offer to you. They're contemplating offering you their cup of love, and they haven't yet, probably out of fear of rejection or something like that. So let me clarify this and see what else I can find out. Why is this the shared energy between Leo and their romantic person? Interest in October 2024. I feel like one flipped over in here right at the beginning. Apparently not. Just this one. Okay. Bottom of the deck. Underlying this shared energy is the Two of Cups. This is more Cancer energy. Twos are choices. Now, this is a love connection between two people. I breathe you in, you breathe me in, we're connected, but it is a two, and twos are about choices. So this can be a choice about this connection. It can even be a choice between two different cups of love here. Like, which one do I want? That could be what this is telling me. There's an element of one of you not actually being fully happy in the connection, and there's someone else that maybe could make me happy, and maybe somebody's searching their soul about what is going to make them happy and maybe why they're not satisfied with what they have. But this is some sort of a choice, either about your connection or about potentially another connection here. You have the Ace of Swords here. It's some decision for sure. This is the sword of truth. It's the sword of clarity. It's the sword you make decisions with. Like, the word decision, the Latin word decision comes from, literally means to cut off. Like, If I got two options, I cut one of them off until there's only one option left, and that's, ta-da, decision has been made. So there's some element of decision here. This can also be the sword you sever a connection with, like to cut someone out of your life. So could be a choice about this here. I got Five of Swords right behind that, Leo. This is Aquarius energy. Fives are conflict or change. Like this can be a conflict in thinking. It could be a conflict in communicating, like a big fight happening. This can be a betrayal. This can be a person that you're dealing with that has like this winning at all cost mentality. Like, I'm going to get what I want, and if you happen to get hurt in the process of that, well, sorry about your luck, because I'm doing what I need to do to get me taken care of. It can represent a betrayal. At its core, it's like this is a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event taking place here. And it's potentially about severing a connection. Like sometimes I will get this, not in the case of a betrayal, but in the case of where a person feels like they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. In other words, I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned if I don't. It doesn't matter if I choose option A, somebody's going to get hurt and I don't want to hurt them. And if I choose option B, somebody's going to get hurt and I don't want to hurt them. And if I choose option C, where I don't actually do anything, then I'm probably going to get hurt and I don't want to do that either. So there's this, something's off here and I'm not sure exactly what it is. Eight of Swords right behind that. This is Gemini energy of thinking about something over and over, grinding it in circles in this mental loop here, and feeling stuck and trapped and blocked. The person's blindfolded because they don't have all the information and they're not sure what's the safe move to make here. They don't want to step in the wrong spot and make some kind of a mistake that they regret later. But it's about not having the information and feeling forced to kind of loop it in my mind to fill in the blanks and like simulate it until I figure it out. But that in and of itself makes you feel stuck and trapped and blocked. And it can even create one of those like self-fulfilling prophecies where this is usually an energy of like, it's not really as bad as the person is making it out to be in their mind. And because they're thinking about it the way they are, that's actually making it worse. Not sure what's going on. I don't like seeing swords, and I got 3 of them in a row here. And I got another one here in the clarifiers. When I clarify the Hermit, the Sun, and the 4 of Cups, I get the 3 of Swords, Justice, and the Page of Cups. 3 of Swords is Libra energy. This is heartbreak and sadness, usually from a third energy. Now, the third energy is not always like some other romantic third party sticking their nose in it. Sometimes that third energy can be work. Like, my business has picked up its own energy at this point, and it definitely has an impact on my life. And because of that, it impacts my son, it impacts my fiance Amanda, it impacts a lot of different things. So working too much can be the third energy. Spending too much time, at the bowling alley can be this third energy. Nosy friends, family members, co-workers, neighbors, anybody that's not the two of you sticking their nose where it doesn't belong can cause a problem here. Can even be like this idea of I'm not satisfied can become a third energy that causes some sort of a problem. But you can't rule out the possibility that there could be some external person involved. I don't have any like concrete thing that's telling me that yet. It's just dropping some hints that might be potentially going on. I got Justice next, the Libra Major Arcana card. So I've got 2 Libra cards in a row here. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but the first card in your person's energy, Leo, is that Justice Libra Major Arcana card. You could be dealing with a Libra. You could be dealing with a Virgo, another Leo, a Cancer, Libra. I got a look fixed signs out here: Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo. I got some Scorpio, Pisces, more Cancer, a little bit of Aries. You could be dealing with any of those signs. Hell, this is a general collective reading. So it's going to be almost impossible for me to pin down exactly who you are dealing with here, because I'm not tapping into your specific energy as an individual person the same way I would if I was doing a personal reading for you. Here I'm tapping into collective energy of thousands of Leos at a time. So I'm just going to continue to call these signs out as they stick out to me, just in case they mean anything to you. But this Justice card is Libra energy. This is the most powerful card of balance in the deck. It's about doing the right, fair, just thing. The sword in the card is this Ace of Swords, and here it's used to cut away something that's not in balance, so balance can be restored, and then the right, fair, just thing can happen. Like what's supposed to happen can happen. This card shows up for me when something unfair and unjust is going on, or when something imbalanced is happening, and this is pointing out the need to correct it. So either we have something unfair happening with this third energy that's causing a problem, or we have something imbalanced happening that's causing this third energy problem here. Final clarifier is the Page of Cups. Pages are messengers, so this is news and messages and communication about love and emotions. It can be lovey-dovey messages, it can be flirtatious behavior, it could be expressing feelings, it can be communicating about that. Lovey messages going out to someone else could be the unfair thing, could be just the way communications are happening. Not 100% sure. This is sometimes like pages are the least developed of the court cards. So this isn't a king, this is the lowest form of the court cards. So it's usually a not fully mature person, and not fully developed all the way person. It could be a young person, but in this context, it could be someone who is emotionally not fully developed, emotionally immature. Hard to tell yet. At the early stages of these readings, it's not uncommon that I don't really fully understand what this shared energy is telling me. I usually don't get that until I get part of the way through your energy, because then I can see how it applies to you, Leo. I'll come back to this again as I go through your person's energy to see how it applies to them. That's the shared energy. For you in this connection, Leo, the first card is the most important. You got the Nine of Cups. Central to your energy is the Two of Cups. And your final card is the Two of Wands. So the Nine of Cups is Pisces energy. This is a singles energy. It's personal happiness, personal wish fulfillment. It's a step backwards from the Ten of Cups, which is that happy fairy tale romance that we all want, that happy fairy tale love connection, the happy fairy tale ending that we're all after, where two people are combined together emotionally and pouring themselves into each other emotionally, and everyone's fully loved and fully happy. Well, this is a step back from that. This is like personal happiness. It can be a positive energy in the sense of like, this would mean that you don't need some external person to show up to, quote, make you happy or to make you feel loved, because you understand that your happiness comes from inside you, not from outside you, and no one else actually can make you happy, because happiness is just a chemical. It's just an emotional chemical that we create in our physiology, and it impacts our mind, and it impacts the way we think, and even our bodies. And no one else can make that chemical in you, because it's part of you. You know, you have to make that chemical. So this can be positive in that sense if you understand that and you create your own happiness and you don't need some external person to feel whole, for example. In the negative sense, this can be sometimes a little self-centered kind of an energy, like it's about me, myself, and I, and my own personal happiness is more important than yours, and my personal happiness is more important than what's best for us. It can be that kind of an energy, and if it's showing up that way for you, it could just be some of your person's baggage showing up over here first for you because it's impacting you. This could be just telling me that you are still single technically, and maybe that's the thing that you're waiting on to happen, an ending of the cycle of this slow movement and being single, so we can spark this passionate new beginning and take the leap of faith here. And it looks like there's probably been a period of time go by where the seeds have already been planted on something like that, and it just isn't fully developed all the way yet. You can't harvest anything from this apple tree until the tree grows and it blossoms and gets fruit on it and all that good stuff, and then the fruit gets ripened. So there's something that's missing here, and I feel like that's what this cup is that's hanging in the air. There's something about this that you're not fully content with, even though massive happiness is somehow in this equation about this connection. There's still this element of like searching my soul for something. So I'm going to clarify this Nine of Cups and see what I can find out for you, Leo. Why is the Nine of Cups Leo's first card in October 2024? Oops. Bottom of the deck, Six of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy. This is another one of those cards of balance. It can be like generosity, reciprocity. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. We take care of each other, equal give and take. It can be that. It could be like trying to balance something out here because something's clearly out of balance and there's pain involved in this. The negative side of this card is it can represent the merchant here, which would be your person giving to two different people in the physical sense, which could explain this third energy that I'm seeing, this unfairness attached to that I'm seeing. Could be that they're communicating with someone else and potentially even have started some passionate new beginning and taken some sort of a risk in doing that. Not 100% sure yet. This might be a case where that applies to you, or maybe it doesn't apply to you and it applies to the very next Leo that's going to come and watch this reading later today. We got this, I'm unsure how to fully take that. I have 8 of Wands right behind it, Sagittarius energy. This is very fast energy. This is the second fastest energy in the deck. The only thing quicker than this is the Chariot. This is like rapid back and forth passionate communication happening. It can be rapid forward movement or progress on something that there's desire for. It can represent travel over great distances. This can even just represent there's a whole lot coming at me all at one time and it's too much to handle. It's too much to process and I'm feeling overwhelmed by that. There's the Fool again, taking that blind leap of faith on something. This is a new beginning at something. And maybe not being 100% sure how this is going to work, but I'm going to go for it anyway. Assuming that's what I want. I got the 2 of Wands right behind it. This is Aries energy. It's a fork in the road. It's a crossroads. It's like a decision point, and it's a decision about what is it that I want my world to be like? What do I want my life to be like? And which of these 2 paths is going to get me to that? And which path do I have to leave behind in order to do that? There is a new physical opportunity presenting itself here. This is not an idea or a concept. This is like a physical, tangible opportunity of some kind. Ace of Wands, another ace, another opportunity. I've already seen the Ace of Wands 3 cards deep in the overall energy. This is a passionate new beginning in passion and desire, a chance to spark something up. I'm wondering if there is like geographic distance between the 2 of you and we're trying to figure out how to close that gap. That would almost require something unfair and unbalanced to be involved around the distance. I'm not 100% sure. Something is wrong here and I don't know exactly what it is yet. When I clarify this 9 of Cups, I got an extra clarifier. I normally get 3, I got 4. I got 2 of Swords, King of Swords, 7 of Cups, 6 of Cups. It's interesting. I just said I don't like seeing swords in a love reading, and here's 2 more of them. I do want to see Cups, and I've got 2 of them in your energy, and I'm clarifying the 9 of Cups, and now we're going back to the 7 of Cups, down 1 again to the 6 of Cups. So things are like regressing emotionally here, it looks like. This 2 of Swords is Libra energy. Again, 2s are choices, they're decisions. I've got 2 of them already in your energy, and now I got a 3rd one. This is a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet. Now, the person on the card's blindfolded, and sometimes that blindfold can represent that you just don't have enough information in order to be able to make a decision right now. There's stuff that you don't know yet, so you can't decide. Sometimes that blindfold can represent that there's things here that you don't want to see. There's something that you don't want to look at, and not facing it is preventing you from making some kind of a decision. Sometimes that decision isn't even your decision to make, which could be why it's not being made. I'm not 100% sure how to take that either. Could be some choice you have about personal happiness for you, and you're not making it. King of Swords is next. This is either Aquarius or Gemini energy. This is a decision-making energy, but it's an emotionally detached decision maker. This is someone who throws their emotions and their intuition out the window I don't give a damn how anybody feels about it. I'm looking at the truth and the facts and the statistics and what's right here in front of me that I can verify, and I'm going to make my decisions based on that. This is like common sense, logic, reason. Now, granted, that can be taken too far and get in the way sometimes. This is looking like a conflict in some level between your head and your heart. You know, your emotions and your common sense and logic, and there's some element of indecisiveness in between those two things. This might have something to do with the Seven of Cups is Scorpio energy of options and choices and confusion about the options and choices. There's a lot of cups here. There's a lot of emotions involved. There's a lot of different ways this could play itself out. And this is about not wanting to pick the wrong cup and make some kind of a mistake. Now, the clouds of smoke can represent clouded judgment, emotional confusion, clouded decision-making, intoxication. Can represent somebody blowing a smoke screen to obscure your vision so you can't see something. I don't really know that's what's going on. Just throwing out all the possibilities. Next, we have Six of Cups going backwards, still Scorpio energy. This is of the past, though. It's thinking about the past, reminiscing about the past, the good old days, the way things used to be. Can represent a history between the two of you. Can represent a deep emotional connection between the two of you that probably has some history to it. It can also sometimes represent something from the past coming back up again, like happening again. It can even represent something from, or someone from the past coming back. Central to your energy, Leo, Two of Cups, Cancer energy again. It's a love connection between two people. It's also a two, and twos are about choices and decisions. So this is a choice about this connection or a choice between two different cups of love. Not 100% sure still. What's going on with this Two of Cups? Why is that central to Leo's energy? October 2024. Well, bottom of the deck, Eight of Swords, Gemini energy of being stuck in your head about something, grinding on something over and over on this repeating loop in your mind, probably not being able to shut your mind off. And this is like an overthinking, overanalyzing kind of an energy. It's also an energy of like someone who's blindfolded here, and they're feeling stuck and trapped and blocked because they don't have all the information. There's holes in what they know. They can't see something, and they're not sure what's the safe step to take. They don't want to make a mistake and step in the wrong spot, but they don't have the answer here, which is why you get stuck in your head grinding on something. It's like trying to mentally simulate everything over and over again by filling in the blank with something different every time until I can figure out what to do here. But it's about feeling stuck. And then it's also an energy where there's like a lot of noise in your mind, a lot of chatter, a lot of like too much thinking. And I have the High Priestess right behind that. That's your intuition, your gut feelings, the signs, the synchronicities, the dreams that have messages. It's like your internal knowing, your internal guidance, probably being drowned out a little bit by the mind. And again, I've got this Nine of Cups, like an emotional thing, which the intuition is part of the unconscious mind. The emotions are part of the unconscious mind, and she represents both of those. And then there's your head, your common sense, your logic, your ability to think and reason and analyze things. And it seems like there's this indecisiveness here. And this is kind of indecisiveness, but this is like the noise in your mind is drowning out your intuition here. Nine of Pentacles. This is another single energy. I've got the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles right here. This is being physically single. It's a step back from the Ten of Pentacles, like a combined together life, building a life together. This is like single, independent. I'm prosperous and abundant on my own. I don't need you to physically take care of me or financially take care of me. I can do that. Doesn't necessarily mean that you want to be single. It's just looking increasingly like you are single. Now, another thing that this can represent is it's not always a person that is single. Sometimes it's a person that's not single, but they're presenting themselves in the physical world as if they're single. And that could be intuition is telling you something about that, but you don't have actual facts to support it, and you're not sure if something like that's going on. Not sure if there's a choice about your connection. Not sure if there's a choice between more than one person. Something fishy is going on, and I still can't put my finger on it yet. When I clarify the Two of Cups, I get Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, Four of Cups. Knight of Pentacles is the overall energy of the whole reading, that very slow, monotonous, frustrating forward movement that feels like no progress is happening. Can also represent a person who knows what they're supposed to do and doesn't, or knows what they're not supposed to do and does it anyway. I do have decision that's not being made laying right next to that card. So maybe there's a decision that's not yours that you're kind of feeling stuck waiting on and not sure how it's going to go. It could be that. Things are just happening too damn slow because somebody's not making the decision. Page of Pentacles. So again, going backwards again. I'm seeing that pattern a lot here so far. This is the stage of where we're like doing something about it physically. And this is the stage of where we're talking about it and planning it. This is news and messages and communicating about some physical opportunity presenting itself, or even about some early stage, not fully developed plan for the future moving forward from here. Got logic and reason and common sense and analysis laying right next to that. Could be thinking that, okay, this is moving slow because common sense is telling me this plan isn't fully thought out and I'm a little confused on what to do. Maybe there's this idea of I've done something like this before in the past and it didn't work out the way that I wanted to. And I think this is different, but it's like I'm still a little cloudy here. I got Seven of Swords next, Aquarius energy. This is lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around behind someone's back, trying to get away with something. It is right beside options and choices, another 7. If somebody has got some options, they could be being sneaky. That could be where this third energy is coming from. Now, I do got to say that lying and cheating and that kind of stuff is not the only meaning of this card. The guy is stealing 5 of the 7 swords. The 5 of Swords represents a painful situation, like a mentally, psychologically painful thing, or even a physically painful thing. And he's stealing those swords because he's trying to prevent the pain from happening to him. It's like self-preservation. He's trying to prevent from getting hurt. So it can mean that. It can also mean leaving something behind because he can't carry it all, and he leaves these 2 swords behind. It's interesting to know, though, that the 2 of Swords is already out here, and that's the decision that you need to make that you aren't making for some reason. Or maybe it's not your decision and it's your person's choice that they have to leave something behind. Maybe you have to leave something behind in order to move forward with your plan. And maybe you're clouded and confused about whether or not to do that. There might be something important to you from your past that you're needing to leave behind here in order to make this happen. And that could be the thing that feels unfair and unjust. Not 100% sure. Take it however it resonates for you. 4 of Cups, we've already seen that out here in the shared energy that's affecting both of you here in October 2024, Leo. This is Cancer energy of not being fully happy and content with what's right here in front of me. Not being fully happy either, because the 3 of Cups could represent being together, being united and celebrating. So either I'm not happy because I don't actually have that, and that's the thing I'm daydreaming about and that I want, or maybe I am with you and I'm not fully happy and there's this other thing that I think might make me happy. I don't know that if this is happening for you, Leo, or if it's happening for your person and it's showing up over here because that's affecting you, but it could be someone from the past has shown back up again, and it could be there's this element of not fully happy, and this other person might be able to make me happy, and maybe I'm sneaking around and blowing a smoke screen so that you can't see that. Maybe that's why there's holes in your information with these 2 blindfolds and your intuition screaming at you, and maybe you can't hear it. See, that's the thing about intuition. Like 99% of the time, your intuition is going to tell you something you don't want to hear. It's going to tell you something you don't want to be true, and you don't want to look at that because you can't unsee it. It's always right is the problem. So if it's telling you something funny is going, I definitely feel something odd is going on here. I just can't put my finger on what it is yet. And I may not be able to until I get to your person's side, but that's kind of part of what the intuition is. It's like a hunch. It's a gut feeling. And maybe you can't always put your finger on exactly what's going on, but you have some idea. This is like internal knowing. Final card for you, Leo, Two of Wands. This is Aries energy. It's that fork in the road that we've already seen, that decision point about what is it I want my world to be like? What do I want my life to be like? And which of these two paths is going to get me to that? And which path do I need to leave behind? So tell me more about this Two of Wands. Why is that out here in Leo's energy for October 2024, please? Really? We're taking all kinds of extra ones, it would appear. These came after this. Where did you go? Okay. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Wands. Yeah, I can see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clarifiers. Normally I get 3. You got 4 the first time, 4 the second time, and 6 this time. And I've got extra cards here in the shared energy, and your person also got an extra card in their main card. So there is a lot happening here. This is a lot happening all at once, usually like very fast, probably too much to process, overwhelming type of a thing. This can represent communication or fast movement or progress on this thing that I want, or even travel. This would be travel over distance. I've got a Knight out here, which can be a traveling card. I've got the Eight of Cups out here now, which can be traveling. I've got the World out here again. I think I saw that. Yeah, second card down in the overall energy. That can be a card of travel over distance. Could be some physical distance between you. Like geographic distance can definitely be that third energy. Right behind that really fast-moving progressive energy is this Fool card again. Like, just screw it. I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to figure it out on my way down. I'll figure out how to grow wings before I hit the ground here. I think taking this leap of faith for you, though, is going to be a game changer. I got the Tower right behind it. The Tower's not always a bad thing. It's not always like your house blows up or something. Sometimes, like, winning the lottery would be a game changer. Nothing would be the same after that. So that could be something like that. But this is looking like taking this leap of faith and maybe going over this big distance. Like, you have to choose what you want because everything is going to be different for you after that. Queen of Cups. This would be a person that you get love and emotions from, or a person that this could represent a piece of you where you want to pour yourself into someone, but she's got a lid on her cup. She's guarded. She's guarding her emotions and protecting her emotions. Like, she doesn't want to get hurt. Whatever this is, that it seems like it's something important to you from your past that maybe you're going to have to give up to go this direction. I'm not 100% sure. I'm a Leo myself, and normally when I do the Leo readings, I'm over here going, oh shit, don't say that, because it's like the whole reading seems to be calling me out personally. I don't get that sense this time. I feel like if this is about anything to do with me whatsoever, this is stuff that's already happened in my past. So I don't even know that this is connected to me. When I clarify this Two of Wands, I get the Page of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, Star, the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the World. That's a lot. Page of Wands is news and messages and communications about passion and desire, passionate messages. It can also be the minor arcana version of the Fool. We already saw the Fool. He's about just taking that leap of faith and we'll figure it out. This is a more toned down version of that. This is more like I have the willingness to take the very first step down this new path toward this thing that I want. I'm just not going to all willy-nilly go diving off of cliffs or anything. I'll stick my toe in the water and see what the temperature is here first, which is right beside this very slow moving, one step at a time Knight of Pentacles. and this decision that needs to be made. This almost feels like maybe somebody is wanting you to make this big drastic decision really fast that's going to have probably a tremendous impact on you. And you've got the willingness to do it. I just don't think you're fully convinced all the way that this is the smartest, most logical thing that you could do, because the plan doesn't seem fully thought out and developed yet. That could be where the confusion's coming from. That could be where this I don't want to get hurt type of an energy is coming from. And there's that decision in the background and I have to leave something behind. I just haven't decided fully to do that yet. This can even represent coming up with a new strategy, potentially because the plan isn't fully developed and it's got some kind of a common sense logical problem to it. Next clarifier for that Two of Wands, I got the Three of Pentacles, Capricorn energy of teamwork, collaboration, working together as equals to build something of value. This is about laying the foundations for the Ten of Pentacles, like building the foundation for a combined together life. That's part of this early stage plan, but there's something about that that's got the logic thing going, like the alarm is buzzing there. The Star is next. This is the Aquarius Major Arcana card. It's hope. It's healing. It's also the card that comes immediately after the Tower in the sequence. So you don't make it here without the collapse of something first. Something big happens. And when that Tower collapses, it's really hard to see the path moving forward from there. This is that guiding light from the universe that lights the way for you so you can see the path forward. It's where hope comes from. It's where healing comes from. It's where that guiding light comes from. I do have the Hermit out here, and in a standard Rider-Waite tarot deck, the Star is actually inside the Hermit's lantern. So this is about like shining that light down inside yourself to figure out what is really in there and what should be adjusted to get to where you're supposed to be going. It can also be about shining that light for other people, that being the beacon to guide other people out of the darkness that they're in. I got Seven of Cups, like options and choices and confusion and potential new strategy, or leaving something behind, or not wanting to get hurt. Maybe I've already been hurt and I'm still healing from this. Maybe I'm having the hope that this new strategy can pull me out of this confusion here. Eight of Cups, Pisces energy of emotionally detaching and then physically walking away from something. It's about walking away from these 8 full cups here because it's not good enough. I deserve my 9th cup, and I think I found it. I deserve my 10th cup, like being combined together and happily ever after, and I'm not getting that here. And this is about making that conscious, difficult decision to walk away from something to go get down this new path to get what it is that you want. I've got choosing the path that leads you to what you want. I've got taking the very first steps down that path, or having the willingness to do that. Looks like it's headed toward building something together with someone and hope for the future. And it looks like something that you have to detach from in order to be able to do that. So I've got like 3 different references so far to the path, like choosing the path, taking the first step down the path, walking away from what I have to go down a new path because I'm not fully happy and content where I am. And there's this other thing. I'm starting to think that the other thing that you are thinking about in terms of happiness is probably your person. There's some sort of a history where you are that you're not happy with, that you're not content with, that you feel like I have to detach from what I've always known and go this new direction toward the Queen of Pentacles, which is a Capricorn energy. This is almost feeling to me like how it's relaying to me is like what happened 5 months ago or so. It's messed up because I detached from my home where I lived and moved to Texas to be with a Capricorn woman who has now become the centerpiece of my home and my family, and I'm building my life around her, which is kind of what this card represents. It's like wife type of an energy here. Not necessarily literally wife. It could be the person that you would live with or that you're building your life around, like a mothering, nurturing kind of an energy. It could mean that that's what you want to step into, or that's the kind of person you're going toward. And there's something that you have to detach from related to that. It could be. This is almost feeling like choosing to walk away from something to go toward this type of an energy. Whether that's you becoming this or you going to this for yourself in terms of that's who your person is. But then I've got the World here, which is right here behind this very slow moving Knight of Pentacles. It's the ending of one cycle and at the same time the beginning of the new cycle. Hopefully this is like ending the way that it was and figuring out a way to like detach from this thing and move toward what you want. Scoot this over a dab and get us some more room here. Take a look at your person's energy, Leo. For them, the first card is the most important. We got Justice. Central to their energy is the Wheel of Fortune. And their final card came out as 2, Death and the High Priestess. All 4 of their cards are major arcana cards. That's big, powerful energy. We all have free will, and we have a lot more ability to exercise our free will over these minor arcana energies, like the mundane, everyday aspects of humanity. This is much more powerful, like universal, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Archetypal type of energies here that we have a lot less control over. Justice is the Libra major arcana card. It's about doing the right, fair, just thing. That's already out here in the center of the clarifiers for the shared energy. Something unfair, unjust, or unbalanced is going on, and this is the need to correct that. Tell me about Justice, please. Why is Justice the first card here for Leo's person? Underlying this Justice energy, I have the High Priestess. Already out here in your person's energy. Intuition, gut feelings, signs, synchronicities. In a relationship context, this would be a connection that feels deeper than just something physical. It's deeper than just something emotional. It's like being pulled and guided to it. It's like so much power to it that I can't fully wrap my conscious mind around it. I can't quite grasp it. And the Magician. Wow, this is interesting. Card 2, this is the Divine Feminine energy. It's the first feminine energy in the whole deck. Card 1, the Divine Masculine energy. First masculine energy that the Fool meets on his journey here. This is like every bit as good as the Lover's card in terms of how powerful a connection that this is. It also represents the unconscious mind and the conscious mind, like the thoughts and the actions, planting the seeds in the unconscious, so that gets projected into the universe and the universe mirrors back what it is that I want. Could be that your person is viewing the two of you as counterparts and are supposed to be together, and that's the right, fair, just thing, and something's off with this. Maybe the fact that you're not actually physically together. I have the Emperor here. This is another master manifester kind of an energy. It's a person who's got all the abilities and resources to put together a plan to get what they want and then execute that plan to get what they want. It's the Aries energy of like taking control, taking charge. Queen of Swords. I think your person here is trying to take control in order to do what they think is right and fair, of like put the two of you together. And I think that there is the need for either some boundaries to be set and someone to be severed and removed here so that this can happen, or there's something in your life that you need to cut away because it's controlling things and making things unfair. There's something here that it looks like you're being expected to detach from. Yeah, stuck in their head about it because they're probably not sure if you're going to do it or not. Even the Justice card that I'm clarifying, the person's eyes are fused shut. They can't see. The High Priestess normally has her eyes shut. She doesn't see with her eyes. She sees with her internal knowing. When I clarify the Justice card, I get the Ace of Swords, the Hanged Man, the Five of Swords, and Death. The Ace of Swords is the sword of truth, clarity, victory. It's the sword you make decisions with to cut something away that's unfair and unbalanced. It's the sword that's in the Justice card, and I'm clarifying the Justice card. It can be the sword you sever something out of your life with. And until that happens, it looks like things are stuck here. The Hanged Man again. Like, the overall energy is things are moving so slow, it feels like nothing's happening. And this is like nothing's happening. It's stuck. It's not going anywhere. Five of Swords. Mentally and psychologically painful situation or event. Aquarius energy. Fives are conflict. Sometimes it's a betrayal. Sometimes it's like this winning at all costs mentality. Sometimes like a decision is going to have to be made and someone's going to get hurt no matter which way the decision goes. There's no way around the fact that someone's going to get hurt. So you can't let the fact that someone's going to get hurt stop you from getting what you want, or stop you from making the decision, or stop you from removing something that's unbalanced. It's looking to me like something needs put to an end, at least according to what your person seems to be saying. I got death here. Death is coming up again in just a minute for them. This is a Scorpio Major Arcana card. It's an ending. It's like something dying and being reborn a different way. This can be an ending that has a painful transition period following it, a painful transformation period following it. It can also represent that something new is trying to come into a person's life, and it doesn't have room to fit because the place this new thing belongs in is already occupied by something. And the thing occupying the space right now is already dead. It just hasn't been released and allowed to fall away yet in order to make room for the new thing. Could be what we got going on here with this. I'm not fully happy. The thing that I want isn't here yet. And it might be, like they're saying, that there's something you need to let fall away. Something from your past that you need to walk away from and detach from. Central to your person's energy is the Wheel of Fortune. This represents the four fixed signs of the zodiac: Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. This has got a few meanings. Like, this can be divine timing. Like, I see all this very slow, monotonous energy here. Knight of Pentacles is in both decks. This could be, look, what's supposed to happen is going to happen. And it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen and not a minute sooner. There's not a damn thing you or this person or anyone can do to speed it up or slow it down. It's on its own divine timing. This can represent a turn of events. Like, if things have been going bad, this could be the wheel spinning the other way and correcting course and putting us back on track. Likewise, if things have been going awesome, this would be an indicator that shit's about to take a left turn into the telephone pole here pretty soon. So I'm going to clarify that and see what else I can find out. Why is the Wheel of Fortune central for Leo's person in October 2024, please? They're getting a surprising amount of Major Arcana cards here. Bottom of the deck, underlying this Wheel of Fortune energy, is the Eight of Wands, Sagittarius energy. Again, rapid back and forth, passionate communicating, can represent travel over distance, can represent fast movement, fast progress on something, can even represent, whoa shit, things have changed and now a lot is happening all at once and I'm trying to process this. Now, it's feeling like your person wants a change to happen, and the change they want is to go from this really slow drip to like full-blown like drinking out of a fire hose. Let's just do it now. I got the Fool right behind that. We will figure this out as we move along. We don't need to have all the answers right now. We don't need to know exactly how it's going to work. We just need to go. We need to do it. The Tower. It will change everything when this happens. I think your person is aware of this as much as you're aware of this. I just think it doesn't necessarily have as big of an impact on them as it's going to have on you. In terms of like them, they're going to get what they want, sure, but it's not, it looks like you're going to get what you want too. It's just you're also going to lose something that's important to you. And I don't think they're going to suffer that same loss. That Queen of Cups right behind it. They definitely want to pour their love and emotions into you. Don't know that that can happen. It's really feeling like distance here. When I clarify this Wheel of Fortune, I get Judgment, the Queen of Wands, brain fart for a second, and the Hermit. Judgment is the most powerful decision card in the deck. This is a final verdict in judgment being passed, a final decision. In a love reading, this is usually a decision about the relationship, and either A, we're going to call it dead and over with and there's no coming back, or B, we're going to try and resurrect it and bring it back from the grave and transform it in a way that it's never going to be the same again. We're going to like put the opposite spin on it and correct course here. This is almost feeling like what's supposed to happen is some final decision being passed. And I keep seeing this like you walking away from something, you figuring out what you want, having all the willingness to do it, but it requires an emotional detachment and then a physically walking away. And I think that's what this is talking about. It's right beside the sword you would make a decision to eliminate something with. And right after that sword is the Hangman. Nothing's moving. Not until that decision happens, I think. I got Queen of Wands over here, which is, it's the fire element queen. It's the hot queen. It's like usually a person that there would be attraction and desire for and sexual energy toward, a person that I want. It's also, if it's describing your person, it could be a person that knows exactly what they want and they don't really take no for an answer. Like, come on, let's turn this around, make your decision here because I'm tired of being stuck. It could be that. I got the Hermit here, which is in the shared energy affecting you both, Virgo Major Arcana. This either means communication has shut down or it means someone is being forced inside themselves to search their soul for something about like, what's my personal happiness? It's like, is this stuff from my past able to be detached from? Am I still going to be happy if I do that? And it looks like the answer is yes. It's just like a hard thing to wrap the conscious logical mind around because the conscious logical mind needs the answers. It's not the fool. It doesn't just leap. The King of Swords is not the dude that flies by the seat of his pants and just willy-nilly jumps off cliffs for no damn reason. He's got to know that everything's safe. There's got to be an actual plan in place, and the plan has to make sense. And I think this is like a little bit not fully developed plan as far as logical mind is concerned for you. This is, I think this is your person being forced inside themselves from this painful situation that they're experiencing here, trying to figure out what adjustments need made so that we can move forward and this doesn't die on us. Because my happiness is tied to this, center to this, and there's still an element that I'm not happy with. There's still this unfair, heartbreaking thing that's happening. It might even be that all that's happening now is communication about feelings, and you guys are communicating but not actually physically together. It could be that. Final card for your person, Leo. We got two. We got Death and the High Priestess. We just saw Death, Scorpio's major arcana card. It's an ending. It's something dying. Painful transition or transformation following that. And we got the High Priestess, like being guided to releasing something is what this feels like. Tell me more about Death and the High Priestess. Why is that here? Leo's person, please. Feel like something else flipped, and it did. There we go. Okay. Bottom of the deck, the Magician. So second time now, I saw the Magician and the High Priestess together in this deck. The High Priestess came first. I'm clarifying Death and the High Priestess and the Magician's on the bottom of the deck. This is your person, this is the Mac Daddy Master Manifester of the Tarot deck. It's the person whose thoughts and actions shape the world around them to be in alignment with what their will desires. This is someone actively trying to manifest what it is they want. And what it is they want is moving forward with love and emotions, advancing this cup of love that so far has been talked about. And other than that, it's kind of just been left hanging here in the air with nothing actually being done about it. And this is going from talking about it to actually taking the actions and doing something about it. I think that's what your person feels guided to do, but death has to happen for this to happen. Something has to be released and let fall away in order to make this happen. Yeah, until then, there's that single energy physically by themselves. And I got another indicator here of that. When I clarified this, I get the King of Cups, the Five of Wands, the Knight of Wands, King of Pentacles. I got Queen of Pentacles over here on your side. King and Queen are counterparts. These are the two people that make the Ten of Pentacles. They build and manage that combined together life. I get these cards for like husband and wife, or boyfriend and girlfriend, or fiance, or the people that live together that are actively trying to build a life together. But the whole reading, I've had just this card by itself out here with the world attached to it, like some kind of travel potentially. At least an ending of something so that the new thing can begin. And I've got the Wheel of Fortune here. Death. This is screaming that something new is trying to come in. It just can't, because something has to be released first. And now I get the King, the counterpart to this, on the other side of the table. Now, I don't know if the Queen represents you, Leo, or if this is how you're viewing your person. Same over here. I don't know if the King represents your person or how they're viewing you. But this is like physical world counterparts, and both of them in the final column of cards. So this is like trying to get to that spot where we actually are physically together at the same place is what it's looking like. I got King of Cups here, which is Scorpio or Pisces energy. This is someone who has a lot of love and emotions for you. It can also be someone who has a lot of emotional turmoil around them right now. And even though that there's a lot that could be bothering this person, they have a really good poker face. They're good at like containing that. The King of Cups doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve, so he doesn't always publicly broadcast how he's feeling about things, whether that's good or bad. So this could be somebody who's going through some hard times right now, and they don't let you see that. Could also just be that they're viewing you as the other half to this love equation for them, and it's requiring a decision on your part, and maybe they don't have any idea of what you're going to decide because they can't read you. They just know a decision has to be made, and it's probably yours. Five of Wands is next, which is a Leo energy. Again, fives are conflict or change. This is a conflict in your desires, or in your person's desires, where a piece of them wants this one thing and another piece of them wants pretty much the opposite of that, and now they're torn between these two things. They have conflicting desires. They're playing tug of war in terms of what it is that they want, pulling themselves in different directions at the same time, which is right beside this Queen of Wands energy. That's a very peculiar energy for her, because she knows exactly what she wants and she doesn't take no for an answer. But to have an internal conflict in what she wants showing up is a little odd for me. It does happen to be in this same row with the Hanged Man. Progress halted, no forward movement is happening. Maybe she's fixated on what she wants and she knows what she wants. Maybe this is her belief on whether she's actually going to get it or not. Part of her wants to believe that's going to happen. Another part of her wants to, maybe it's not going to happen. I can't tell from looking at Leo here. Knight of Wands. This could be another problem. This is sometimes called the player of the tarot deck. It's a really fast-moving, forward-moving energy. It's like rushing forward, taking rapid, passionate action on this thing that I want. But it can also be this wishy-washy bullshit kind of an energy where one minute I want it really bad and I'm all gung-ho and I'm moving forward like really quick, taking all the right actions, saying all the right stuff, and then suddenly I change my mind and go the other way out of nowhere. That could be what has happened here, but I got the Five of Swords, some painful situation or event taking place, soul searching happening because maybe you've changed your mind, maybe they've changed their mind. Maybe they're conflicted, or maybe they think you're conflicted, is what this is looking like to me, that they think you're conflicted. I think this painful thing that needs to fall away is on your side, and it's painful for them because you haven't actually done that yet. But I got that King of Pentacles, like I said, husband energy, the person that's building their life around me type of an energy. That's who I'm wanting here. I'm wanting this person that loves me and that is physically with me here. And I got all this back and forth, not fully mind made up kind of an energy in between that. Now, if you still have questions about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Leo love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation, and I'll see you in the next video.